So last night I was driving around and took a took a turn I don't normally take near my house, just taking my time getting home. I wasn't in a rush or anything. And I noticed that the street that I was going down, there were so many houses that still had their Christmas lights up. It was absurd. It may as well have been around Christmas time. Like five different houses grouped together that all still had their Christmas lights up. We are nearly in March now, which how does that even make sense? That February 20th? Of course, if you're watching this video at a different time, that date isn't going to be accurate, but it is insane that we're almost done with February already. And right, 2024, doesn't it feel like that just started? Why are we already through the second month, almost into March? And yeah, time ain't what it used to be. The days have been shortened. And this is one thing I've seen other people write about this in the comments too, that they notice that people still have Christmas lights up way, way later. And yep, I think that is a good indication that there's not the same amount of time as there used to be. And there was another thing. I was just reading about Chinese, because Chinese New Year just happened, or the Lunar New Year, or whatever. Of course, the real New Year is probably meant to be around springtime. I think most people can agree on that. That's what makes sense. That the New Year would be in spring. It's a new year in the springtime. That's when the year starts up again. It's when life starts growing again. And so, anyways, I guess it's like a custom. So anybody who knows about Chinese customs can chime in and let me know how, if this is correct or if I'm wrong. I was just reading something that said that it was a tradition to totally clean your house and even rearrange your furniture. Like, and that does seem like an Asian thing to me, to completely change your house's furniture like every year in this at this New Year time. Clean your house. Spring cleaning used to be a thing. And these days I mop my floors maybe like three times a year in a good year. And there's just not enough time to do anything. It's crazy to think of the 1950s housewife routine. There used to be an abundance of time around. Lazy days, naps. Man, it's hard to get a nap in these days. And something else that kind of strikes me, totally different topic. Well, same topic, but totally different example. Birthday parties. Although this is something that I think about a lot. I mean, because I have children, so I end up going to children's birthday parties. I remember what birthday parties were like when I was a child. They were long and full of. When you used to host a party in the 90s, people would come up with a million different activities for you to do. And nowadays, you get one activity, maybe two activities, and we're even cutting stuff out. Have you guys noticed that a lot of people don't open birthday presents at a birthday party anymore? And we've stopped doing that. There really isn't time. That's just taking even more time out of what is supposed to be a party. And so a lot of people just don't even do it anymore. This is an interesting article. Let kids open their presents at birthday parties. This would seem like stupid to say this in the 90s. Like every birthday party, the birthday person sits down and opens up all their presents. It's like a big part of it. But these days, nope, less and less people are opening birthday presents at parties. There simply is not time anymore to do this. And if you do it, that's just a big chunk of your party that is just gone. And parties are over so fast nowadays. Have you guys noticed that? Get-togethers aren't the same. And though these are all very tangible things, but really you just see people talk about this time thing over and over and over again in ways that it never was before. Sure, in the past, sometimes you're having fun, time's flying because you're having fun, but nowadays it's like constant and undeniable and not just like a frame of mind thing. It's just where did the time go? You can just tell that there is less of it and that it's not just a, oh, I was having fun kind of thing. And yeah, even I notice it on long scales too. When things are months away now, I know it's gonna be that's almost here. That seriously happens now with, oh, dentist appointment in 2 months. I know that that's gonna be here like that. It's gonna be nothing. And lo and behold, it comes. I mean, we're already through February. It's insane. And except those days should be shortened. There should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. If this didn't happen, things would have gotten so out of control and so bad that literally scorched earth. It's almost like Satan wants to do his own burning the earth. I mean, know how in the end, this place is going to be cleansed with fire. And it's almost like in his wrath, Satan is just going to destroy, trying at least to destroy everything. And honestly, I think this does go into AI stuff. And, you know, Terminator knew about this stuff way ahead of time, how there's going to be some weird AI entity that ends up destroying humanity. It's like Satan is orchestrating this whole thing to wipe out everybody. Literally no flesh would be saved if God didn't speed this up. If God didn't shorten the days, Satan would have had enough time to literally destroy everybody on earth. That's how I take that. But for our sake, and that's actually a comforting thing that I don't think about enough, that it's for the elect's sake that the days were made short. This would be already during this wake up journey or whatever, I've felt at wit's end at certain times. Nowadays I feel very grounded and not like that, but imagine the mental torture if these days were as short as they used to be. Now, I took this video, I haven't done a stopwatch video like this in a while, where I remember how it used to be and I count alongside a stopwatch today. And some people will be able to relate to this. Some people say they just don't remember and they can force themselves to still count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, but that's not how it works. You either remember the way it used to be and remember how you used to count, or you don't. So here's the way that I remember it. Okay, I haven't done this stopwatch thing in a while, but I'm going to explain what this is. When I was growing up, there was a lot of time to sit there and do nothing. And one thing that you could do, and I remember doing this in school, counting along with the clock and timing your seconds. I remember this being a thing, like learning how to count along with the clock to your timing so that your timing is right. And the most specific thing I ever remember about doing this counting is to get that rhythm, I really had to slow myself down and focus on the 1/1000-ness. I was a 1/1000 counter. Some people counted 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. There's probably a million different ways to do this stuff. I counted with 1/1000, and that rhythm is in my heart because it was something that I practiced, and it came up in video games sometimes too. There'd be a stopwatch, and it would count, and then the stopwatch goes away, and then you have to like press a button when it gets to 20 seconds or whatever. So let me try this. I'm going to press start, and I'm going to remember what it was like, what it's always been like for me to count for a second. 1/1000, 2/1000, 3/1000, 4/1000, 5/1000, 6/1000, 7/1000. So, and honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like even what I'm doing right now was counting a little fast for what it used to be. I distinctly remember having to slow myself down with my 1/1000 too. And that all of this, it's from the days being shorter. What is a second? Well, it's a breakdown of that day-night cycle. People think of a second as being this fixed thing, but really a second or a minute or an hour, it's all variable, and it has to do with how long it takes the sun to complete one circuit. And that is it for this video. God bless everyone.